Yeah, speaking of that fucking woke mess, we got the White House. So there was a leaked phone call between Biden and the president of Afghanistan that shows that Biden knew that the Taliban was going to take over and did nothing about it. The Afghans requested air support and Biden pulled it. He just let this happen, and the press secretary refused to acknowledge it when asked about it in the last damn press thing. Like it, that entire administration needs to be held accountable. It needs to be arrested. And we're still on this. I clicked away. Boom. Biden. I keep having this all messed up today. I'm discombobulated. I hate the damn government. I'm so much discombobulated. So we got Psaki refuses to discuss leaked Biden call with Ghani. That shows he knew Afghan army was collapsing. He knew it was going to happen. He said he told people that it wasn't a thing, and it was. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Wednesday refused to comment about the leaked phone call between President Biden and former Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. Psaki dodged questions from reporters about the July 23rd call in which Biden told the Afghan leaders to change the perception about the fight against the Taliban, whether it's true or not. I'm not going to get whether it's true or not, and it wasn't true. Stop I am not going to get into private diplomatic conversations or leaked transcripts of phone calls, Psaki said on the White House. I am not going to cover the news. Instead, she maintained that the report was consistent with the administration's past assertions that no one anticipated the Taliban would be able to take over the country as quickly as they did, and that the Afghan National Armed Forces would fold as quickly as they. You give the perception that this is not going to happen. Stop lying. But we didn't know it was going to. Yeah, get the out of here. What the president conveyed publicly and certainly privately as well, reportedly to the Afghan leaders, is that it's important that the leaders in Afghanistan do exactly that: lead, show the country that they are ready to continue the fight. Psaki insisted. Asked if Biden had been trying to push a false narrative in the conversation with Kahani, Psaki said she wouldn't go into the details of a private conversation, but it's not a private conversation. It's a conversation between the president and another president. That's not a private conversation between two people. That is public knowledge. You suck. That is, we should demand to know everything about that conversation because it's about us. It's about our leader conducting foreign business on the behalf of us with a foreign leader. You suck. But she stressed that there was a collapse in leadership in the Afghan government long before Ghani fled the country. A transcript of the call between the two leaders obtained by Reuters show Biden could have anticipated the Taliban was capable of completing its takeover of the country, but neither Biden nor Ghani appeared aware of how quickly the country would fall to the insurgents. For 3 weeks later, on August 15th, stormed Kabul, promoting the Afghan leader to take off. I mean, he said it was going to happen. He asked for air support. We pulled air, like, how did we pulled the asset he asked for to keep it from happening after he said it was. You suck! This is a bold-faced lie. We're going to continue to fight diplomatically while we leave people behind politically, economically, to make sure the government not only survives but sustains and grows, Biden vowed to Ghani. Yes, so that means we're going to fund the goddamn Taliban. During much of the roughly 14-minute conversation, Biden emphasized what he saw as an Afghanistan's perception problem. I need not to tell you perception around the world and in parts of Afghanistan, I believe, is that things are not going well in terms of the fight against the Taliban, Biden said. And there is a need, whether it is true or not, there is a need to project a different picture, whether it's true or not. Like, why would you even say those things if you knew it was true? Like that. No, if you knew what you're saying was true, you didn't because you knew it was wrong. Biden also offered aid if Ghani could publicly project he had a plan to control the situation in Afghanistan, saying, we will continue to provide close air support if we know what the plan is. Some lawmakers expressed outrage over details of the call even calling for Biden's resignation. The results of Biden's lies was 13 brave Americans losing their lives, which he disrespected, and we'll get into that in the next segment. Texas Rep. Ronnie Jackson wrote on Twitter he needs to resign. Yet more evidence that Joe Biden is totally disconnected from the real world, tweeted Georgia Representative Jody Hice. Changing perception is a political sign, not a national security strategy. Despite her insistence she would not discuss what she called a private call between the world leaders, Psaki took a very different stance when it came to the famous call involving former President Donald Trump. In 2019, she called on the White House to release the transcript of Trump's phone call with the Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, who coincidentally met President Biden on Wednesday. It is not just the call transcript. The whistleblower complaint would likely have more details. We need both, and not just the call, Pulaski said in a tweet on September 24th, 2019, the day the White House released that transcript. The call led to his eventual impeachment and later acquittal in the Senate. Yeah, like, rules for thee, but not for me. Rules for thee, but not for me. These are the glorious leaders that let's do something against you, but it doesn't apply to us. No, that's not a private conversation between the president and another president. He didn't like, oh, honey, how's the barbecue last weekend? Well, that's a private phone call. Honey, this is our strategy between fighting the war in Afghanistan. That is a public phone call.
Winning. No. You
suck. That is a phone call conducted by the commander-in-chief about military operations.
Winning. No. You suck.
That's not a private phone call. Should it be classified or redacted? You might be able to have an argument about that. But it's been leaked now. So now it's public knowledge. And it calls into doubt about the fucking ability of the president to lead the fucking country. The public have a right to know about that.
You suck!
Biden needs to make an official statement, or he definitely does need to resign. If there was nothing about that is bad in any way, like you're trying to say, then tell us that. Show us that. Talk about it. What is it? What happened? Explain it. Don't just brush it off. Don't just push it aside. Actually explain it. Actually do something about it. Actually tell the American people. Address it. It leaked.
That's how winning is done.
But you can't, because you know it and what it is what it is. When it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck, and this is a motherfucking duck.
Winning. No.
All of you need to resign. I think you should be brought up on criminal charges, but you should resign. You need to turn around and leave. If you continue to push and you continue to try and stay in power and you don't address this and nothing comes of this and nobody is arrested or held or accountable for this, then the federal government has lost all credibility, and it's time for the American people to stand up and tear it the down. I'm just saying.